This is the first episode of Project Carbon. In this video, we're gonna prove that Chat GPT can write code, and perhaps this can be automated using GitHub Actions, so you can ask Chat GPT to build something in your application, and later on ChatGPT will create a pull request so you can review the code and merge into your code base. Of course, that will require some automation using GitHub Actions, but today I'm gonna be doing that automation by myself, and we're gonna see how it's gonna work. So let's start. As a base project, I'm gonna take this Flask Docker boilerplate project. I'm gonna clone that and run locally. So as we can see, this is the very simple application. Right now it has one route, and that's it. We're gonna ask ChatGPT if it can add more routes. But let's run that. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna prepare a zip file for ChatGPT that we will upload. So let's do this. We're gonna exclude some of the Git folders as well as some cache folders because we don't need to upload extra data to ChatGPT. Alright, we have zipped our project, and now let's upload from my computer, and we're gonna ask ChatGPT to add an extra route to this application that will serve on /test and will output hello test. Also, we're gonna ask ChatGPT to provide a link to a zip file to download. Okay, let's do it. ChatGPT is analyzing our request, and okay, it's outputting some of the steps that he's doing, and at the end it's gonna give us the actual file to download. Okay, here is the code that it's gonna add, and now we can download it. Alright, perfect. So basically we're gonna unzip it. What's the file? Carbon updated. It always generates a different file name. Sometimes the structure of the zip file could be different from the original structure. Let's extract. Okay. It's gonna extract the same directory, which is good. Let's see what actually have been changed. sorry, node cached, just git diff. Yeah, and we can see a new route has been added, so it should work. Okay, perfect. Now let's make a task a little bit more complex. And we're gonna ask Chat GPT to accept name parameter and output hello name instead of hello test. And we're gonna tell that instead of name, use value of parameter name. Please provide a link to download the file was updated code. And because ChatGPT knows and keeps the context, it already knows the last version of the application, so we don't need to re-upload that. Okay, now we can download. Okay, as we can see, the file name is different. Okay, and it appears, okay, sure, it's extracted in the same directory where we are, so we're gonna redo this, gonna go back and extract. All right, and let's see the change. Okay, so this time it added the request and it getting parameters from the request and putting inside inside the output. So let's see how that's gonna work. Okay, if we don't specify anything, just outputs name in the brackets. If we specify, let's say, John, nothing happens. And the reason why nothing is happening, probably because it's using double brackets here. Okay, so now it's gonna tell ChatGPT that the output is this, but it should output the actual name. Let's see what the ChatGPT gonna do. Okay, I think it's fixing the issue. Now we're gonna download updated code. We're gonna extract this file, correct it this time. All right. Now it's probably gonna work. Yeah, it works. But what if we, let's say, put some HTML text here? Okay, I think it's not escaping, so we can even put some script inside here. Yay! We hacked our website. Now we need to tell Chat GPT to escape name parameter. Okay. Okay, the file name is different again. Gonna unzip it. Okay, and as we can see, it's doing escape here. Let's try if it's gonna work. Oh, I think it doesn't work. And the reason why it's using double curly brackets again. Output is of printed actual name. I think I'm using double curly brackets again. Statistics. Okay, it's probably doing the right thing. Final. Okay, I like that name. So it's gonna work for sure because it's final. Okay, yeah. There's a change, and let's try. Yep, it worked. So basically, I'm stopping at that step, and I can say that ChatGPT is doing what we ask to do. We should be like extra careful with the file names and the zip structure because we can see that file names could be different, so we should explicitly tell ChatGPT what the expected file name should be and what should be the directory structure inside that zip file, because sometimes ChatGPT is adding extra directory inside the zip file, which doesn't make sense. Also, we noticed that ChatGPT is doing some typical mistakes, sometimes twice, as we saw with curly brackets. I have run such experiments previously, and I noticed that sometimes it can forget to import request or escape or whatever module, or sometimes it could import twice, which produces an error. So I think the right approach would be to for us to write a test and then ask ChatGPT to um, uh, do something based on that test. So we can implement test-driven development, which will first of all scan the code with linters. We'll try to run the code. Um, will perform the test, and in case of any error, will communicate back to ChatGPT about the errors, and that can be potentially happening automatically without need to for us to ask ChatGPT to fix something. So test-driven development is probably the right way to do. We'll write a test, and then we will run the code and communicate back about any errors. And I think that would be possible to write a wrapper for what we did. It's going to be something like a GitHub action that will listen for, um, monitor for new tickets, and if there is like a new ticket assigned to, let's say, a ChatGPT bot, it will automatically connect the ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT to do something based on the expected behavior. Then we'll create a pull request with updated code. They're going to be GitHub Actions that will run tests. In case of tests would fail, it will communicate back to ChatGPT those errors. Hopefully, ChatGPT can resolve it, and then we can re-upload the code automatically, update PR, and perhaps we can create a new environment to test that functionality for project manager or for a developer who requested a ticket. So basically, I think there is a potential, and perhaps I will try to do something in the next episode. Thanks for watching.